Naomi, were you betraying me? My name is Sotaro Amatsu, 24. I have brought a lawyer to denounce my wife, whom I've been married with for 8 months.
Hey, how cowardly. You brought a lawyer? We're a couple, right? You're not even going to discuss it?
No, the PI has made everything clear. What we're going to talk about now is divorce and alimony. So I called my wife, Naomi Beppu, and her cheating partner, Takio Miyamachi, to talk. But...
Alimony? Are you an idiot? It's your fault for not holding on to your wife, right?
That's right. You don't even let me have any luxury because you want to save money. Ugh, isn't it terrible?
Are you my boss or something? No, right? If you want to be bossy, say it after you become above me.
Just like that, there was no discussion, and we ended up in court.
I wonder if Amatsu-san is okay. He was kicked out of his house, right?
The story soon became known to everyone in my small office. Of course, both Naomi and Miyamachi work here. Since the apartment was in Naomi's name, I was kicked out, and now I live in a short-term apartment. So, I didn't have a place to live. Thank you for your hard work. I finished work and trudged home. I can't possibly be energetic. The president, Akari Ohori, was watching my back. By the way, she's married, but uses her maiden name at work. Then, without my knowledge, a meeting was being held between the president and 3 other senior executives.
I think that's just too much, but firing isn't easy.
6 years ago, they seem to have started their business as a VTuber selling imported miscellaneous goods. The company now has about 30 employees and is expanding its scope of work.
Ah, then you had an idea for it before, right? About Amatsu-san?
Koharu Mogami, who also still uses her maiden name, suggested that. The result was a nod from everyone. And the next day, I was called into the reception room by the manager. Amatsu, you can speak English, right? What do you think about leaving Japan? A what? We're going to create an overseas branch, so you should go. Of course, you have the right to refuse though. The manager looks at me kindly. I'm making him worry. That's what I thought. And these words came out naturally. I will go. About 2 months later, I was on the plane studying. I have to thank the management. I have to pay them back through work. The trial was settled early, without the opposing party appearing in court. Escape from Japan, huh? Ah, that's right. Because of you guys, I escaped. When I ran into them my last day at work,
Heh, isn't it a waste to pay for a lawyer? So I lost the lawsuit. But what now? There's no way I would pay alimony, you fool! Take it if you can. I don't have that kind of money.
You're running away from Japan, right? Why don't you just disappear? You sued me. You had no love for me, did you?
Everything didn't matter to me anymore, and I left the rest to my lawyer. Oh, is this where I'm gonna live? I traveled almost a full day from Japan to New Hampshire. This is Manchester, the state's largest city. The time difference with Japan is 14 hours. Like Japan, the 4 seasons are distinct. There are no state taxes, and if you go to the suburbs, it's full of nature. Above all, it seems to be one of the safest places in the US. As I was about to go to my room, I was patted on the back. When I turned around,
Trick or treat!
oh, whoa. There was someone wearing a pumpkin in front of me.
Treat! Please treat! Ah, so annoying. I'm hungry. Give me some treats.
When I took the pumpkin from her head, a blonde-haired woman appeared. By the way, it's spring now.
Are you Japanese? You should be glad I'm not a bad guy. So thank me for your good fortune and give me some food.
What in the world are you saying? Well, I don't have any food with me right now.
What?
She's in shock for some reason.
Don't Japanese people always carry candy with them and give it to everyone?
Where did that image of Japanese come from? And then she goes home feeling depressed. What was she? The next day, I decided to head out into the city without feeling jet lag. There's a supermarket and a convenience store just a short walk away. It's a nice area to live in. This is a city, so there are many residences, commercial facilities, and offices. Is this a restaurant? but I don't have the courage to go out at night, so I guess I'll come only during the day. Even if you say it's safe, this is not Japan. I think that security awareness is always necessary.
Oh,
There was some kind of commotion going on at the back of the store. Is that the woman from yesterday? No, I shouldn't get involved. But I ended up getting involved. No one will take it away, so eat slowly.
Nom, 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 nom. So good.
Somehow, I felt a sense of kinship with her, so I helped her. Apparently, she was really hungry.
Phew, you saved my life. Japanese people are so nice after all. Oh, I'm Sophia Hampton, a wanderer with no job, no home, and no money.
A woman who calls herself Sophia laughs about her own situation. Well, I'm Sotaro Amatsu. I heard that New Hampshire is a state with the least poverty.
Poverty right in front of you. Just because there aren't many doesn't mean there aren't any. Hey, Sotaro, you came here for work, right? Would you like to hire me? Or rather, hire me. Let me live with you. I'll do anything.
Whoa! Don't suddenly hug me!
I don't want to feel scared at night anymore. I don't want to be scolded for rummaging through trash cans like earlier.
I heard that a few years ago, her parents lost their jobs and both passed away due to illness. She lost her home and money, and has been living as a vagrant for the past few weeks. Got it. I have to hire some people locally to set up the new branch anyway. Originally, I was thinking of a Japanese housewife living here looking for a job, but I thought she might be interesting. Besides, in the sense that she doesn't have a place to belong, I am the same.
Are you really sure?
Yeah, but I will ask you to learn Japanese. Now, let's take a look at my ex-wife Naomi and Miyamachi in Japan.
It's funny that Sotaro ran away overseas, but is it really okay not to pay alimony?
Heh, he got uncomfortable here, right? It's refreshing to see him gone. There are people I know who ignore child support or alimony payments. They never got punished. So, we're fine too, right? Just ignore it.
They showed no remorse at all. Well, about 3 months have passed since then. Well then, shall we go? Everyone, please do as you practiced. We managed to employ 2 Japanese housewives. I've made arrangements to use a room in my apartment as an office, and today is our first day of work. Especially Sophia, please show off your progress in Japanese today.
Yes, leave it to me.
Now, what is her job?
Yes, hello Japanese people, I'm Sophia. Nice to meet you. I'm Yoake. Starting today, we will be visiting stores in the US. But Sophia, you're so good at Japanese. Thank you. Sotaro, a nice Japanese guy taught me well. This is a surprise toy. There are miniature toys inside.
We introduce items we find in the US to Japanese audience. People who watch the live stream can see items from the US that they would not normally see. If anyone wants the items, they let us know in the comments. The target group is housewives. Of course, we will not violate the Pharmaceutical and Medical Devices Act or the Food Sanitation Act. We collect the items and send them to Japan, and from there, we send them to the purchaser. Shipping and handling charges will be added.
That's a good business idea, but what's going on with Japanese people's wallets? Some people spend as much as $500.
As expected from the customer base of Harunoshika.
Wow, are we going to sort and send this? This is still our first batch, right? So there's still a lot to come.
Actually, the harder part of this job is the shipping, then the 2 hours of live streaming. Sophia, what are you doing? We'll all be doing the shipping tomorrow, so go to bed. She lives with me in my apartment. She was working alone.
Sotaro? You found out?
It's outside business hours. Sleep already.
Sorry, but let me do it just a little bit. It was fun, working together and getting lots of comments. It feels like I finally found my place.
I see. I guess that excitement hasn't calmed down, so she can't sleep. Fine, but only for an hour, okay? I'll bring you something to drink. She nods. Maybe I found a new home too. We're being imitated? It was about a year later that I received a call.
Yeah, originally we imitated other VTubers too though. Since we are making good profits, others are doing similar things.
Viewers will leave us when they get bored, so I want you to think of new ideas. I was thinking about the president's words while staring blankly at the ceiling.
If there were other companies doing the same thing, the customers might get bored of us quickly. It's true.
Do you have any ideas?
I'm glad you asked me. Our main customer base consists of Japanese housewives. In other words, Sotaro, you have to take off your clothes.
Why?
That's it. A macho man introduces the products half naked. How's that?
No way! Why would I do that? If we do that, our account will be suspended.
Well, if you think too seriously, you won't come up with any good ideas, you know. Tomorrow's a day off, so let's forget about it and head out to Vermont.
Vermont is a neighboring state with the least population and abundant nature. I think maple syrup was a specialty.
We went there together before, but this time, let's go to a unique shop.
Ah! Sophia, you're the best! As expected, my best partner! Oh, I just learned this phrase. You complete me! I let my emotions take over and hugged Sophia.
Huh? Sotaro? All of a sudden, you're my everything.
By the way, I did not understand the meaning of the last phrase she said at the time. Well, it's been 3 years since I left Japan. It's not easy to admit to the folly of one's youth. 3 years ago, I left Japan as if to run away. Right now, it's just a nostalgic memory. Sophia, I wonder how she's doing. Before I went back to Japan, I was shaking hands with Sophia. See you, Sophia. I'm going back to Japan.
Yeah, thank you so much for everything, Sotaro.
3 years had passed, and the president asked me to come back. From now on, you will be the branch manager in the US, though temporarily. Good luck! Even though I said that, I was a little worried.
Good evening, everyone in Japan. It's Sophia. Today, as promised, I'm going to go look at the clothes sold at the supermarket. Comment if you want anything.
Sophia, she seems okay. We were together just a few days ago, but now we are on the other side of the world. I'm back in Japan, huh? Next morning, I ended up encountering Naomi and Miyamachi at the entrance of the company.
What? Sotaro? Why are you here?
The president called me back. Rings can be seen on their left hands. Oh, our lives are a mess because of you! Then, I remembered that the lawyer told me to proceed with foreclosure proceedings because they were ignoring the alimony payment. In other words, they are garnishing their wages because even if they sell their personal property, the amount is not enough to cover the alimony. Well, since you didn't appear in court, you were charged more than the original amount. My fault? My ass. It's your own fault. Their shoulders were shaking as I said that coldly. 3 years. During this seemingly short but long period, the company increased from about 30 to 50 workers.
This is also thanks to his success at the American branch. Therefore, as of today, he, Sotaro Amatsu, will be the head of the sales department.
Naomi and Miyamachi looked surprised to hear that.
Congratulations. This promotion is based on recognition of your ideas and great achievements.
That's right. We were starting to implement new ideas when other VTubers started copying us.
We are at Liberty Island, New York. I'm in front of the Statue of Liberty. We will also do the usual shopping at the souvenir shop. We will continue to deliver information on tourist spots and interesting shops in the States, so keep an eye out.
We took advantage of the fact that we were in the US. As a result, we were able to keep viewers entertained. So that means this guy will be our boss? After the morning assembly was over, they looked at me as if they couldn't believe it. Apparently, both of them were transferred to the sales department while I was in the US.
Yes, you're right. From now on, he will be the one evaluating you. Since he managed the US branch by himself, I'm sure he will be able to give everyone a fair evaluation.
President, you had such a malicious look on your face. I was called to speak in the president's office.
It's okay. I had to warn them properly. That there will be no next time.
In fact, the two of them had skipped work and flirted outside before. But It seems that she hasn't fired them yet, because the alimony payment to me will be on hold if that happens. I see. The alimony is deducted from their salary, and their life has become a mess. If they quit, they won't be able to pay, so they can't quit even if they want to. And she's putting them in an even more uncomfortable position by making me their boss. It's like it's slowly strangling their necks. President. She's tough. She had trouble with her previous boss before starting this company, so she has a lot of experience in dealing with trouble. With that in mind, I returned from the president's office and...
Oh, Sotaro-sama, aren't you tired from your long journey? Hey, would you like me to rub your shoulders?
There were two people next to my seat with disgusting smiles on their faces. Sotaro-sama? Hey, Naomi, you.
Hey, Naomi! His legs must be tired after the long trip. Let's massage his legs.
Huh? You guys, have you no shame?
Ugh, I'll do anything to survive.
That's right. I'll be able to pay up the alimony soon. Until then, I will do my best to protect myself.
They don't seem to be remorseful. And the way they flatter me is so disgusting. Oh, I'm going out for lunch. It was finally noon, and I left the office trying to escape from them.
Hey, are you planning on trying to flatter Sotaro for the rest of our lives? I can't, okay?
Heh, I told you, right? It'll be over soon. But to think he would become a manager just because he went overseas for 3 years. If it were me, I would have achieved more results and made a triumphant return.
Huh, then perfect. Actually, I was planning to send someone to the US to try something new. So you're gonna volunteer, right?
A hand was placed on Naomi and Miyamachi's shoulders, and they turned around in fear.
President!
Oh, wow. A lot has happened. Hey, so do you miss me now?
Just as I went back home, I received a call from Sophia. It's already 10 p.m. here, but it's only 8 a.m. there. After all, the 3 years I spent with you were so much fun. I miss it.
Yeah, me too. I feel lonely without you. I want to see you. Hey, do you remember what I said 2 years ago? You're my everything.
3 months passed, and at the same time as I paid off the alimony, Naomi and Miyamachi left for the US.
Ow! Japan is moving away from me!
No. I can't live abroad.
Apparently, they volunteered and was given a transfer order. If they refused, they would have been fired due to the past incident. Since they had kept on paying the alimony, they had no savings. There was no way they could refuse. I don't think they will ever be getting any promotion. 3 days later, I was attending a supervisor's meeting. Looks like the next strategy will be announced.
The yen is weak now, right? In that case, we have to do the opposite of how it was before. I think exporting is an option now.
I see. So we're gonna try to get people overseas to buy Japanese products now.
But, to be honest, I don't think there will be any results if only Japanese people do it. So that's why we had her come from the US. Sophia Hampton-san, come inside.
What? The moment the door opened and I saw a familiar face, she jumped into my arms.
I talked to Akari. She told me that I could work in Japan. Sotaro!
Sophia? It's been a while. So you are gonna work in Japan? Then the president put on a wry smile while telling me what I hadn't noticed.
You complete me. This is a phrase used when confessing your love. You're my everything. That's what she said to you in response. You know what she meant by this, right?
Now, let's talk a little bit about what happened after that. First of all, the Miyamachi couple.
Robbery?
A gun? Does he have a gun?
They were somehow surviving, but seemed to be getting into trouble by going out carelessly. Will they be able to return to Japan alive? As for us, we had a hard time at first, but we are increasing the number of overseas subscribers.
Okay, today, let's take a look at souvenirs from Japanese hot springs. For some reason, wooden swords are sold at the entrance of the store. Why?
However, we still have a long way to go until turning a profit. And we are finally engaged and are enjoying every day together.
You know, when I gave you a response, your expression didn't change, so I was like, what's going on?
To begin with, I had no intention of asking her out at that time, so of course I didn't notice anything.
Sotaro, you created a place for me when I didn't have anywhere to belong.
I didn't have a place to belong either, but I was able to move on thanks to Sophia. And just like that, we have become a perfect couple.